Morning all. So I'm in a lovely little village called Newton Solney, which is on the border between South Derbyshire and Staffordshire, and it's that time of year again. All the poppies going up for Remembrance Sunday. Yeah, there's some evidence of it about the poppies going up. The village is nice, don't be wrong, it's just a usual sort of English village. But the main point I want to get to is where I'm coming up to next, is the old UN Army base that's been put here. Well, when people say UN Army, it's not very good really, because you could easily dismantle that. So I'm just coming up to it now. It's a lovely old Victorian building. I've just realised I'm in a pretty dodgy situation here, because if anything goes wrong, I'm quite exposed, really quite vulnerable. But anyway, so we're not, UN Army like people keep saying. They're a World Health Organisation, World Economic Forum soldiers that are living in there. And they'll be here ready for when the government gets its next opportunity to bring in another lockdown. Now, thankfully, to the dumbed down normies that might come across this video, who are getting ready to go and get smashed over the weekend, watching the Kardashians, watching your football, all the usual nonsense. That's happened over the last 3 years. If the government had another opportunity, they'd take it again to put another lockdown in place. They're already getting the technology in place for 15-minute cities. They've got the journey time monitoring cameras all around Derby at the minute. We just need that opportunity. So, and obviously you get this lot on the streets. And that bird up there, I think it's a buzzard or a kestrel. That's a predator, bird of prey. Like this lot in here. They'll be waiting to be deployed on the streets. Ready to be deployed on the weak, feeble, simple-minded people, ready to go and play football, and I've got no concerns outside of their own. I'm not being patronising here, but the kind of people that will come across this and snigger at it are absolutely clueless to the potential for what's coming. You know, there's a reason cash machines are shutting down, because they want to get us to a social credit system. I mean, there's a reason I have to put my hood up right now to try and disguise my face. Even though I'm doing nothing wrong, it's the people that brought these people here. They've done everything wrong. They never asked anybody. I've even seen two of them walking out like fighting age men. I hope I've articulated that and at least given you food for thought. If you don't believe me, if you're a normie, you know, if you're more concerned about football this weekend or getting pissed, just go on the internet and type in 15-minute cities. You'll find the media's called it a conspiracy theory. But it's a real plan, and the technology is already in place. What do you think ULEZ is? ULEZ is a stepping stone towards what they're planning. Alright? But I'm not going to bother getting up close and trying to antagonise people. But I'm just bringing attention to it. Because up here, I'm going to walk away now. Because up here, it's a very middle class area. Sort of middle class white area. And quite simply, there's two kinds of people that fall into that bracket. There's the kind that will be probably going handing food parcels to them, who are so soft and kind and generous, you know, but they've been domesticated that badly. And there's the old stuffy kind, you know, the old school generation that don't like it. But trust me, I've seen two of them walk out already since I've been here, as soon as they turned up. And they look like soldiers. Young, healthy looking blokes. Would have no problem dragging these people out of their homes you know, like the movie Songbird. Anyway, positive notes though. I think the government would struggle to impose this because there's loads of small villages around here. You got Repton, which is a couple of miles away. You got Findon, Milton, Tutbury. They haven't managed to get them in the numbers that they probably desired. So, on a positive note, I think they'll struggle, to be honest, because if one village gets aware of what's going on, all the rest of them will. And this bus coming up here will be a good way to finish on. But yeah, as usual, just as I'm coming up to leave, you know, you've got all the usual festivities around this time of year. Halloween, Remembrance Sunday. What you got? Also got your Christmas celebrations. Guy Fawkes tonight begins this weekend, and you know, that's all well and good, but you've just got to start getting aware now that there's people that quite simply don't want you having these celebrations. Just look at what happened over the last 3 years.